Well, tonight we're going to talk about the subject of legacy. It's something that seems to be coming up in a lot of circles these days. It's a common conversation, perhaps just because it's been on my mind a lot, but perhaps a few of you have been thinking about it as well. I think it was Martin Luther King who said that the most pressing question on every man's heart is, what will be my contribution? And I think as we measure life and we look back over time, we talk about legacy, we oftentimes look at the impact of a person's life. The reality is everybody has a legacy. The unfortunate reality is most of it's quite blasé. They never really did anything. You ever heard of Frank Shorstein? No, because he never did anything. That's the problem. You see, most people really have a tragic approach to legacy. Their concept is that I'm going to be here for a while, then I'm going to consume, I'm going to die, and that's it. I hope that's not you, because if you're watching these videos and following this blog post, you're coming to a realization that life's a lot more than that. But I really believe that's one of the leading problems in our culture is that people are more focused on their problems, more focused on what they can't do than what they can do. They let what they can't do prevent them from doing what they can do. And when you manifest on your challenges, on your problems, on the things that seem to be consuming you, then guess what? They repeat themselves, because life works in an attraction cycle. The things you think about repeat themselves. This is why you see family history of people having children, and then their children act just like the parents. You see chronic issues being passed on generation. Why? Because they say again and again and again, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to be like that, and then they repeat it. The fact of the matter is life has a pattern to it, and it becomes like what you focus on. The dictionary calls a legacy a gift handed down. And that's an interesting concept, but I would like to say that a legacy is not defining the end. It's defining a series of multiple decisions. You see, life works like this. We bring information into our head, it's called a thought. We roll it around long enough. What comes in as input. We roll it around long enough, that's a thought. That thought eventually becomes a conversation. Those words ultimately lead to an action, and then an action repeated becomes called a habit, right? Again, again, again. A habit repeated over life becomes something we've talked before called character, and character determines your destiny, and your destiny determines your legacy. So in reality, your legacy is a series of decisions to allow input in, decisions to have conversations, decisions to take action that created habits that ultimately controlled your life. See, we all have a legacy. In fact, you are all living a legacy of your family, your grandparents. I would like to know what my grandparents were thinking 100 years ago, because I wasn't in their brain plan at that point. You know, I was born 60, 70, 80 years after their life, my great-great-grandparents. But in reality, my life has been impacted by the thoughts, the input of their brain. If you're a first, second generation immigrant to this country, you are a product of a mother or father or grandfather or grandmother that said, I am going to come to America to give my children a better chance to do great things in life because of the concept called freedom. See, we're all living a legacy. And the fact of the matter is 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, 100, 200 years from now, someone will be living your legacy. I'm sitting in front of my fireplace, and there's a mantle behind me, and I would hope that many years from now, on that mantle is a picture of a great-great-grandfather and a great-great-grandmother who made a decision to do something great for their unknown, unborn, unthought-of children 50, 100 years from now, that we've set something in motion that impacts their life. You see, leadership done right is a constant reinvention process. It's a continuous discovery. A lot of people want to look at legacy like it's an ending, but in reality, it's a constant, never-ending series of change. And hopefully, it's a constant series of never-ending improvement. That's the reality. Our family will receive a legacy. There'll be a spiritual legacy. There'll be a financial legacy. There'll be a physical legacy, a health legacy, a DNA, a genetics. In all reality, you see obesity running families, and you see super skinny people live in certain families, and you see issues that are wrapped around that with self-images and issues over those types of things, whether it be narcissism or obesity or ridiculously skinny or obsessive compulsive. You see all kinds of things as a result of that. The reality is that we are now planting seeds that our children's children will in fact be bearing the fruit of. So something worth talking about. Where are your thoughts today? And how are they shaping your life? Are you allowing yourself to be influenced every day, every moment by whatever's coming in, random, the loudest voice gets your attention, work, seasons for sports, church, family, health, issues just coming at you and you go, oh, I gotta go this way, I gotta go that way, or actually are you taking a decision to create the model of input in your life? Where are your thoughts taking you? Many of you don't know your great-great-grandparents. I never knew them at all, but I know that they did something great. My great-grandfather built the tallest building in Seattle in the turn of the century. It's talked about and recognized, and something that we have great respect for and admiration. Here's the reality, folks. Your destiny is already in motion. But if you haven't decided to take control of it, then your destiny starts now. What will it be? What will they talk about when they talk about the dash? Born here, died here, what's the dash? What will be the story? And let me just give you one very powerful thought. Don't let anybody finish your story. There's a lot of people out there that want to write your history. They want to say you did this and you did that. They want to say that Brad Wogelmott did this and did that. And they want to say, that's the end of my story. And I say, I write the end of my story and you write the end of your story. You decide what you're going to do with your life. If you are in a never-ending constant method of improvement, then guess what? Your story ends well. If you're going to be a victim of your circumstances and complain it's not fair, it's not right, and oh, I did this, no, I did that, so therefore I can't, then guess what? You're going to get exactly what you deserve. But I want to challenge you to recognize you're better than that. Know who you are, know whose you are. Know there's greatness in your life. Explain to me why more people show up to an 18-year-old's funeral than an 80-year-old's funeral. I will tell you it's because of this. 18-year-olds are still pouring into people's lives. 80-year-olds have been bitter and torn up by life, and they stop contributing, they become selfish, and they really stop making an impact. Not all of them, but let's be honest. So how's it going to go for you? In the final 30, 40, 50 years of your life, are you going to empower and impact and lift people up? Bill Gates says the future of the 21st century belongs to those that can empower others. And that's the legacy. The legacy to not stay down, to get back up, and do not let anybody write your story. You're great. There's greatness inside of you. Stand up, rise up, be bold, and know that your legacy, the impact of your life, is worth going out there and fighting for. Believe me, you are worthy. You are capable. Write your legacy and make an impact on people's lives. Start today by filling this thing up. Watch what you say and only say what honors your path. And then make sure every action is consistent with the legacy and the destiny of the next 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, 300 years. Do something that's worth talking about 200 years from now today. You are worthy. You are capable. The only question is, are you willing? All right. We'll see you soon.